All right. We are live. We are back. And this is a Salty Boomer on Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. And we are going to scroll X and see what's going on in the news. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so I can read the comments. Anyway, once again, welcome back. Salty Boomer, scrolling X to see what's going on in the news and current events. And we talk about it. And there's lots going on because we're only about 6 days away from the election. And that is front and center for everybody. And it's quite humorous what happened today. I'm sure we'll get a look at it real quick here. Without further ado, let's get into it. Attention, American voters. Kamala Harris's Department of Homeland Security is working with the State Department to create offices down in foreign countries to bring more people in their foreign country and help them invade the United States. Yeah, well, that seems to be the game plan. Open borders to get new voters. The Democrat platform is pretty simple. It's lying, cheating, suppressing opposition speech through censorship, and open borders so they can bring in new voters. That's pretty much their platform. Vance told the audience at a PA town hall that his interview with Rogan recorded today runs nearly 4 hours long. Wow, that'll be interesting. Maybe we'll get some of that. The Vigilant Fox, 10 shocking stories the media buried today. All right, let's see what these are. Number 10, the Idaho Health Board becomes the first to remove COVID-19 vaccines from their clinics. These products are unsafe and we do not promote them. Wow. After a stunning 4-3 vote, Idaho's Southwest District Health bravely decided to pull the COVID shots from 30 locations where it provides healthcare services. By doing so, they've become the first health agency in America to do that. That's good news to me. I don't understand how anyone can, logically think about it and say, yeah, I'm going to inject myself with chemicals and that's going to make me healthier. Medical industry is quite a joke. Byron Donalds shuts down Joe Biden's attempt to backtrack on the garbage remark. He thinks they are garbage. That's a fact. Let's see how Byron Donalds handles the propagandists at CNN News.
Biden said that he's talking about the comedian, not supporters. What's your response?
My response is that the first statement from Joe Biden is the one that he truly believes. He does not think that people who disagree with him or his party, who support President Trump, are Americans. He thinks that they're garbage. That's a fact. And the reason, what I go back to is 4 years ago, around this same time, it was Joe Biden that went on the Breakfast Club, and he famously said that if you couldn't vote for him, then you weren't black. It's the same Joe Biden. Made the same type of statement 4 years ago. So this is consistent with who he is.
Yes, it is. That is consistent with who he is. Number 8, a stunning analysis of voter history records by Michigan data expert Tim Vetter reveals almost 280,000 casted ballots from 114,000 Michigan voters. Something is majorly off here. So there's a spreadsheet that has the same voter ID right here at about 50 different addresses. And this is how they do it. The problem for them this year is people are much more aware of it, and we're documenting everything. So good luck with that cheating. Number 7, the Harris campaign caught red-handed manipulating X to censor criticism. The Harris-Walz campaign has seen great success in manipulating Reddit's algorithm, but that isn't the only social media site they're manipulating. The campaign has also been targeting Elon Musk's X, perhaps the most influential site for political news. One particular goal, according to a user of the Harris-Walz campaign Discord server, is to get campaign volunteers to swarm the site and block community notes we don't like. Sounds about right. Okay, number 6 of stories that the media buried that they don't want you to know. Facebook was looking to earn favors with the Biden-Harris regime when they censored the Hunter Biden laptop story. Brianna Morello obtained the full 82-page report that the Judiciary Committee is about to release. So that's why they censored the Hunter Biden laptop story back in 2020, right before the election, trying to curry favor. Okay, number 5, Rhino, screw your freedom. Arnold Schwarzenegger endorses Kamala Harris. Mike Cernovich issues a blistering response. Yeah, let him go be with the cucks. Let him go be with the white men for Harris cuck group. Arnold means absolutely nothing. Well, he didn't mean nothing to me before, but even more so when he said screw your freedom. When he told everybody to get a vaccine when it was mandated. And this guy come out here and said, screw your freedom. Screw you. Number 4, CNN's Harry Enton breaks down signs pointing to a Trump victory. You can't say you weren't warned. Yeah, I've been saying all last week, all this week, I really think that the silent majority is 80% to 20%. The media gives the illusion of it being 50-50. Nope, more like 80-20. Congress is bracing for violence after the election. It's probably a good idea. Number 2, feminist author and ex-Clinton advisor endorses Donald Trump for president. Okay. She's a Clinton advisor. I believe that. And the number 1 story they're suppressing. Mainstream media airs shocking segment about turbo cancer. Fox News 45 Baltimore brought on censored Dr. Paul Merrick to talk about it. How long is this? Well, let's go ahead and listen to this one, because this is the first time I've seen anything about the vaccines causing turbo cancer on the mainstream media. Let's see what they say. And once again, YouTube, this is not me saying this. This is Fox News 45 and a censored doctor named Paul Merrick. Because just to clarify, my channel is pure satire. Nothing I say is true because I am a known liar. It is just the rantings and ravings of a lunatic over here. So anyway, let's see what these people say.
Literature.
Make sure we got enough volume there. There we go. Okay, let's try it again here. All right, here we go.
Literature.
What can you tell us about this emerging term called turbo cancer?
Yeah, so this is a really important question. So by turbo cancer, we mean cancers that are turbocharged. So these are cancers that are occurring in young people. Generally, cancer occurs in the more elderly, but we're seeing an explosion both in the US, in the UK, in Japan, in cancers between the ages of 14 and 44, a rapid increase. We're also seeing patients present at a late stage, stage 3 or stage 4. So these are patients presenting late, and then patients presenting with very aggressive cancer. And so there's no question that there's been a change in the characteristics of cancer. And there seems to be an association, it's still controversial, between vaccination, particularly the boosters, and the development of turbo cancer.
Well, thank you so much. You can learn more and find.
Well, that's interesting because it's the first time mainstream media is talking about anything like this. A bonus story: White House spin after Biden called million Trump supporters garbage is so pathetic that even CNN isn't buying it. Okay, so there we go. 10 shocking stories the media buried today. All right, moving on. Our election integrity team received reports of thousands of duplicate ballots in Michigan. One voter ID with 29 separate votes already. Here's that graph we saw before. All the same voter ID, all the same voted on the same day, 10/25, all different addresses for the same person. Well, Elon Musk has a place on X that you can put all your voter questions into so that we have a list compiled of all the weird activity that's going on. Like I say, they do this all the time, but people are more aware of it now, and they're documenting it. And let's see how it goes for them. Owen Benjamin, the comedian, says a group of sheep is a flock, a group of pandas is an embarrassment, and a group of Jews is a scheme. A scheme of Jews just bought an embarrassment of pandas to trick the flock of retards. I don't. I suppose it's funny in there somewhere, but I don't quite get it. Keith Olbermann, one of the leftist top spokesmen, says Trump says he's not Hitler, he's baby Hitler. Yeah, okay. I mean, if they think that calling 80% of the country Nazis and Hitler and Trump's Hitler, if that's a winning strategy, go for it. I don't think that's a winning strategy. Walter Masterson, I asked MAGA, how much do you think undocumented immigrants pay in taxes? They all answered zero. Undocumented immigrants paid $95 billion into Social Security and Medicare, even though they don't qualify for either. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if that's true. I would kind of doubt it, unless they have Social Security cards, which illegal immigrants, he calls them undocumented. They're illegal. Let's get the wording properly anyway. All right, he has gone from sniffing to biting babies. Biden over at the White House today, biting a child. Why not? He's not there anyway. His head is just an empty potato. Kamala Harris's campaign is in full crisis mode. Following her speech last night, Harris urgently convened an emergency meeting with spokesman Ian Sams, communications director Michael Tyler, campaign manager Julie Chavez, and deputy campaign manager Quentin Fulks to strategize on mitigating the fallout from Potato Head's remarks, referring to Trump supporters as garbage. During the meeting, Chavez remarked to Kamala that unless President Biden gets this shit under control now, we're fucked. It's over. I don't know how they get this information, but, whatever. I know they probably are freaking out about him calling Trump supporters garbage. I'm hoping we see it here, but I think Trump was driving around in a garbage truck today and went on his rally with a, garbage truck vest on. All right. I'd love to know how many pediatricians are Democrat. I'll bet $100 that over 90% are. Yeah, I don't know. Caught red-handed. Bucks County, Pennsylvania woman is caught driving around and picking up Donald Trump signs. Yeah, we saw that one yesterday. Dominic Morgan, an LGBTQ activist and former executive director of a nonprofit that supports black trans people, was just indicted for siphoning nearly $100,000 in donations meant for bailing people out of jail and using it for her own personal expenses. Yeah, maybe she can use some of that money to bail her own ass out of jail. By the way, the lady who leaked passwords for voting systems in Colorado is the same person who tried to remove Trump from the ballot. This is who is running Colorado elections. Yeah, this woman who runs Colorado elections leaked the password to the Dominion voting machines that are supposedly not even online, so why would they even have a password? Fun fact, the Democrats call it a glitch when they get caught. Social media censorship of the Trump-Rogan interview, just a glitch. Found fraudulent ballots mixed with real ones in Michigan, it's just a glitch. Everything they get caught doing is just a glitch. Okay, my liberal friends from other countries cannot believe America requires no identification to vote. There's only one possible reason to not want voter ID, would be if people wanted to cheat. Any normal thinking person would agree with that. I heard many U.S. medical authority figures have come out against voter ID. No surprises there. Fraud always supports other fraud. That's exactly right. There's only one reason people would not want voter ID, and that is to cheat. Okay. However, with that being said, nothing I say on here is true because I am a known liar. Everything on this channel is pure satire, made up from the depths of my imagination. Okay, let's see. Musk's going to take us to Mars and all that. Ha ha. New York City just legalized jaywalking because being against jaywalking is apparently racist. You can't make this stuff up. Well, there you go. You can now jaywalk because being against it is racist. Biden actually bites a child. There we go. Now, in fairness, he's just an old man messing around. Whatever. Everything's blown out of proportion on all sides. Okay, here's the Michigan Secretary of State saying this is a nationwide issue with Dominion voter access terminals. They announced that they're encountering problems with the Dominion voter machines similar to 2020. Of course they are. She says.
So it's been noted that there's been issues with the programming of the bats with specifically
Yes.
from Dominion. Why was that only caught in the past few days, and why can't it be fixed? I saw the release of
Yeah, this is a nationwide issue with Dominion voter access terminals in the counties that use them. And the voter access terminals, of course, not all the machines, just the ones that are accessible, have an issue with the straight party voting and a programming issue that's, again, affected the machines nationwide. And I think all of us that use Dominion machines were unhappy to learn about this during the testing period and as early voting began. So we're
All right, whatever. We got to get rid of voting machines. Paper ballots, voter ID, in-person voting. You vote on one day, on election day. You count the votes that night, and you make that day a holiday. It's a simple fix, if you ask me. Trump says, I was thrilled to be back in North Carolina this afternoon with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation, I will stop the invasion, and I will bring back the American dream. So, Trump was in North Carolina. Kamala Harris has abandoned Asheville, North Carolina Hurricane Helene linemen. The linemen have not been paid a single cent. Over 8 weeks with no pay. They're sleeping in their trucks, given no accommodations. They have a contract to be paid and have not been paid. Dogs with them, sleeping in their trucks. They sent in what was asked to be sent in for payment, and they got nothing. Their families are missing payments on bills. Everything that they promised us that they said they would come through with, nothing coming. We will not lift a finger until the money is sent to us and we can pay and take care of our families because our families have been waiting for 8 weeks. That's crazy. Reminder, Kamala Harris administration had just sent Ukraine another $430 million. But these people helping American hurricane victims get nothing. Yeah, that's the story of this incompetent administration. Okay, Just a Thought says, in a week, liberals will be blaming everyone and their dad for their candidate's loss. I want them to know now Harris will lose because it's a charade, and Trump's the technocratic Pied Piper. Blame the only true culprit, the bankers and criminal families who run the show. Well, I can't disagree with her. I've always said that elections and voting is the illusion of choice, and that all of these presidents are selected and installed like toilets. So, kind of in line with what Just a Thought said. All right, Health Ranger is always full of doom and gloom. Larry Cook. Okay, Beetlejuicy calls him a dumbass and says vaccines are the reason you're not dead before the age of 5. So injecting chemicals into a baby is the reason they're not dead? Larry Cook says incorrect. Deaths from measles, for example, declined 99.96% before the vax was introduced. Measles doesn't kill healthy children. The only children dying from infections are those who are in poor health, and vaccines destroy the immune system. So there's that pontificator. Yeah, I think we're going to have a nationwide debate once Trump wins the election, because he is appointing RFK Jr. to head up everything to do with health. And I think we're actually going to see some movement in the medical industry. I would certainly hope so. DNC operative Whoopi Goldberg had a meltdown over a comedian's joke about Puerto Rico. You would think she would be equally, if not more, alarmed at the president calling half the country garbage, right? Yeah, because Trump didn't even say that joke about Puerto Rico. A comedian did. Wrong. She says Republicans are clutching their pearls and justifies it. What a shocker. What a shocker, I got to tell you. All right, there's more Arnold and Maria Shriver, rhinos. Okay, a hydrogen bomb is about to be dropped on big pharma tyranny, says Alex Jones. Trump has pledged to release the government's secret vaccine damage databases. That would be good. Andrea Lynn says, let me get this straight. The self-proclaimed father of the vaccine, who still brags about warp speed, is going to release vaccine damage data. In other words, he's going to expose himself as a liar and a fraud? Got it. So obviously, Andrea Lynn does not believe that there's about a bomb to be dropped on Big Pharma and that Trump has pledged to release the government's secret vaccine damage data. Who knows? I guess we wait and see. Less than a week to go. And then things get really interesting. All right, there's the Secretary of State again. All right, let's see the statement. President Trump is heading to his rally in Green Bay in a garbage truck with a Trump logo on the side. Okay, Trump really is the ultimate troll. And it drives CNN and ABC and CBS and NBC and MSNBC absolutely crazy. Might as well throw in the New York Times and Washington Post also. Anyway, let's watch this.
Interrupt you for a moment. Stand by for a moment. Trump is answering some questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
Interrupt you for a moment.
CNN breaks away for Trump answering questions in a garbage truck. I bet they didn't expect that. Here he is. After Biden called Trump supporters garbage yesterday, Trump, the ultimate troll, is in a garbage truck. and the press is forced to cover the ultimate troll. There he is, Trump delivering remarks in Wisconsin with his garbage truck outfit on. Classic. Tony Hinchcliffe, that's the guy who made the joke about Puerto Rico, roasts a Jew who's crying about anti-Semitism. What do you think it means that you people are the only ones with a special word for racism? Yeah. Everybody hates us. That is correct. Okay, I don't know what that is all about, but we're going to keep moving on here. Dominion voting machines. Votes go in red and they come out blue. It's their entire business model, rigging elections. But wait a minute. The mainstream news media has always told me that the Dominion voting machines are not accessed you cannot access them by the internet. And yet, that woman in Colorado posted the password to get into the Dominion voting machines on a spreadsheet. How is that possible? I just can't help laughing. First, Trump went to McDonald's, and now he's in a garbage truck. It's perfect. All right, let's see what Trump says about the comedian that made the remark about Puerto Rico.
I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. I heard he made a statement, but it was just a statement that he made. He's a comedian. What can I tell you? I know nothing about him. I don't know why he's there. You put comedians up, and I guess he went on earlier in the show. I don't know who he is.
Well, there you go. This gold-starred mom, Tina Peters, sacrificed her freedom to expose election fraud in Colorado. She's now been sentenced to 9 years in prison. This is what happens. This is how they punish people who expose their fraud. Meanwhile, Jenna Griswold has accidentally leaked all the voting machine passwords and nothing happens to her. That's right. We have a two-tiered justice system in this company. Well, it is a company. It's the corporation of the United States. And our Justice Department is completely corrupt. Tiffany Fong wants to know, wait, so are we garbage or are we Nazis? Okay, Ashley St. Clair says if we lose this election it's because men didn't vote. No, if we lose this election it's because they cheated. Anonymous TV exec Brian Stelter says if half the country has decided that Trump is qualified to be president, that means they're not reading any of this media, and we've lost this audience completely. A Trump victory means mainstream media is dead in its current form. Well, they brought it on themselves. If the media wasn't so biased, people would trust them. If they simply reported the news instead of inserting their own opinions into the news and even creating the news, maybe people would go back to following them and believing them. But at this point, it's too late. We, the people, are the media now. We all have cameras and microphones in our pockets. we can all document everything in real time. And then you come over here to post it on X in real time, and it travels around the world in a few minutes, way before anything the media can edit and turn into propaganda to brainwash you and manipulate you. That, Brian Stelter, is why no one trusts the mainstream media anymore. One thing that unites the country is hatred for the propaganda press. Exactly right. They clearly must be utterly destroyed for the republic to thrive and to return tolerance, respect, and free speech to the land. Well said, Molly. I agree. How long is this? And it's 3 minutes. That's too long to watch through. The 5 times August says the celebrities who literally said the words, fuck your freedom, that would be our boy Arnold, during COVID are like, freedom is on the ballot, guys. Yeah, the hypocrisy is incredible. Black pill, cheating is happening. White pill, there are eyes everywhere and much of it is being caught, reported, rectified, and people are being sued. Yeah, I'm with the redheaded libertarian on this one. Yes, they are cheating. They cheat every time and they have for decades. However, we the people media are documenting it all, and it's getting posted over here on X and spreading around the world at lightning speed. How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. The ultimate troll. All right, well, we talked about the linemen not being paid. That's nuts. It's been 8 weeks. Okay, Harry Fisher says, if the polls aren't going the way the deep state wants them to go, I always, 1, watch the weather, stay alert for fires, prepare for a blackout, tell my kids to watch their back at school. Preparation is key for longevity. Though prayer is best to ward off calamity. God bless. We saw Joe biting the baby. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Breaking news in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Early in-person mail voting extended through November 1st. Oh, okay. Well, they had some trouble in Pennsylvania, so now the early in-person mail voting extended because the police yesterday were turning people away and telling them to go home. And that's because the cops are the arm of the leftist tyrants. They will do what they're rewarded and told to do. They are the order followers that enforce the tyranny. All right, let's see what else is going on. New York City legalizes jaywalking to end racial disparities. Anthony Cumia, who often has a funny point. Now, this is not me saying this, YouTube. This is Anthony Cumia saying it on X. So everyone is in agreement that blacks are too stupid and belligerent to follow the simplest of rules. That's the only reason for this. I didn't say that, YouTube. Anthony Cumia said that. It is kind of funny, though. All right, let's see what's going on here.
Right now,
Let's see what's going on here. Little trouble in paradise?
look, everybody has a right to be heard, but right now I am speaking.
Oh, boy. Doing the old woman, I am speaking. That's how you get men to vote for you, by nagging them. Okay. Let's see what Brett Favre had to say about the comments from Joe Biden yesterday.
I want to address the comment that Joe Biden made yesterday, last night, that said the supporters of Donald Trump, us, are garbage. Or garbage.
It's so funny, too, because the left in their outrage machine was 5 days later still going on about the comedian that made a joke about Puerto Rico last Friday. They're still going on about it. And they would have continued all through the week. But leave it up to Potato Head Biden. He comes up with something right out of his own mouth. The comedian said the joke about Puerto Rico, not Trump. That was 6 hours before Trump spoke. This is right out of the mouth of the sitting president of the United States. It wasn't a joke, wasn't a comedian. It was our sitting president. That's the difference. And there goes their story about the Puerto Rico joke.
I can assure you we're not garbage. How dare he say that looking out? I see police officers, teachers, nurses, grandparents, students. I see everyday Americans that make this country great.
Yeah, they really blew that one. They had kind of taken over the news cycle, but now it's like, okay, Trump's in a garbage truck today and at his rally wearing a garbage uniform. I mean, they really do not know how to run a campaign. But that really shouldn't surprise anyone since they're the most incompetent administration we've had in a long time. Vice President Harris says she is sadly ready if former President Trump prematurely claims victory. What does that mean? I do not know what that means. Okay, I don't know what that's about. More COVID stuff. This guy is suggesting that Trump's policy in Iran could change if the mullahs offered him a golf course. Okay. If you think maybe, I don't know, who knows? Stop believing Polymarket and go vote. If you don't know what Polymarket is, it's a gambling site that has real people betting their real money on the presidential race, and Trump is leading 65-35 with real money, even though the media does like to give the illusion it's 50-50. I actually think it's more like 80-20 is the silent majority. This guy, Tony Saruga, he tracks mobile devices. And what Kamala has been doing has been busing the same people all over the country to her rallies. And this guy, Tony Saruga, has shown it every time. 31,800 mobile devices were at Washington, D.C. for Kamala Harris rally. 91% of those have attended 3 or more of Harris rallies. That's very interesting. And as he says, it's interesting. Just over 11,000 were from Atlanta, Georgia, followed by 6,500 from California. So that's how they get these crowds. They set up a Beyonce concert that never happens, a free one, by the way, to get people in. And then she doesn't perform and everybody's mad. They bust these people in from all over, and this guy's been documenting it at every rally because they bring their phones with them, so now they're able to be tracked. So, you know, everything about their campaign is phony. That's all they have is lies, cheating, and silencing their opposition. They're incompetent. And then here's another liar. The press secretary said, just to clarify, he was not calling Trump supporters garbage. In other words, don't believe what you hear him saying with your own ears. No. Believe me, he was not calling them garbage, even though I know you heard him say that with your own ears. No, that's not what happened. Okay. I don't care if she's pregnant and who the father is. William Shatner gives his condolences to the family of Terry Garr, who passed away recently. And somebody says, "You're next to my Deadpool." And William says, "What is wrong with people?" How old is William now? He's in his 90s, isn't he? He still looks pretty good. And here's Tim Walz. Tell me this is a straight man. Go ahead. Convince me that this is a straight man. Yeah, this can be hard to convince me. Let's see. Is this a clip from J.D. Vance? Oh, this is Rogan talking about J.D. Vance. Let's see what he has to say.
I really like the way J.D. Vance talks. It's not screamy, yelly. It's like very smooth, and he's very coordinated, very good.
He's a sharp guy.
Very good at being a very intelligent guy, very good at being a politician. And he does these interviews, which is interesting, too, because he'll talk to all these people. We'll talk to CNN, all these people that corner him. They try to corner him on stuff. It's interesting what people admit to and what they won't admit to and what they won't talk about. You know, like, did you see Jake Tapper and him got at it?
Yeah. He's so good with the media, man. He's very good at breaking the traps that they say.
One of the weirdest ones was someone was having a conversation with this woman where they were talking about these gangs. I forget who it was. It might have been J.D. Vance. I forget who it was. But the woman was saying that it's only a couple of apartment complexes that.
It was Martha Raddatz, and what she said was, "It's only a handful," and she emphasized, "It's only a handful." That's what he's talking about.
Have been taken over. Who was that with?
I think it was J.D. Vance. But
yeah. And he was like, "Do you hear yourself?"
Right.
In the United States of America, armed gangs from Venezuela have taken over a couple of apartment buildings in your city, and you think it's not a big deal? You're trying to minimize that? How?
That's exactly what he said, too. He told Martha Raddatz, "Do you hear yourself right now? You're saying there's only a handful of apartment buildings that has been taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and you're okay with that because it's only a handful?" Just incredible. All right, let's see what Trump has to say. Here he is in his garbage man uniform at the rally.
Also with us is another Green Bay football phenom, running back. You may know the name, Quadzilla, the Quad Father, A.J. Dillon. I got to meet him backstage. Get healthy soon, A.J. Get healthy soon. Look at this guy.
Trump in Green Bay firing up the Packers fans. As someone from Chicago, yeah, I'm not big on the Packers. All right, enough time has passed. Which moment was more legendary? Trump in his McDonald's publicity stunt, or Trump as a garbage man publicity stunt? And both of these were brought on by the incompetent administration of Biden-Harris. Harris claims she worked at McDonald's. Nobody believes her. Biden called Trump supporters garbage, so there he is in a garbage truck. I mean, they make it too easy, don't they? Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Representative Elise Stefanik sent a scorching letter to the White House counsel demanding they correctly quote Biden's garbage. Excuse me, Biden's garbage comment after the official White House transcript edited it to cover for Biden. They put an apostrophe in the official document, so it made it sound like he didn't call Trump supporters garbage. Once again, it's on tape. People can hear it with their own ears, and yet they're trying to tell you that didn't happen. Bird flu found in a pig. Okay. Yeah, I won't even. That's too stupid to even discuss. Okay. Wow. The RNC just stopped Michigan Democrats from counting 168,000 duplicate ballots. This report was posted 4 hours ago. This is so much better than 2020 under Rona McRomney. Yeah, so glad we got rid of this dumbass as the head of the RNC. So that's good. They're stopping the steal before it can happen. All right, let's carry on. See what else we got going on. Yeah, this is the woman who leaked the passwords to the Dominion voting machines that are supposedly not online, not on the internet. More lies. And they do always have these crazy eyes. Where do they find these people? Okay, we just went over that one. Let's see if it refreshes and see what we can get, if we can get some new stuff here. A non-citizen from China attending University of Michigan was able to register and vote in the presidential election. He was only caught because he later called the county clerk trying to get his ballot back. Scott Adams says, summary, we don't have a real election system. Well, we have an election system that can't be audited. It can't be verified. And that's how they do it on purpose. Let's see. He only got caught because he later called the county clerk trying to get his ballot back. Oh, okay, that's the end of it. Oh, maybe not. And this story gets worse. Apparently his vote will still count due to what officials cite as their inability to correct it after it's already been counted through a tabulator. This is what happens when you don't protect your elections from illegals and non-citizens. This is precisely why we need voter ID and why only citizens should be able to get those IDs. Yes, once again, voter ID, one-day voting, vote in person, no machines, paper ballots, make it a holiday. There you go. We get back to old school when things worked instead of cheating with these Dominion voting machines. And remember, YouTube, these are the rantings of a lunatic. Nothing I say is true because I am a known liar. This channel is pure satire. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, Lindy Lee has a theory here. Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon and the Washington Post, killed the Post's endorsement of Harris. In return, Trump met with Bezos' Blue Origin, which has $3.4 billion NASA contract. In return, Amazon's business relationship with USPS was protected. In return, Bezos gets his billionaire tax cuts. Follow the money. Well, I don't know about any of that. That's her opinion, and she's allowed to have it and allowed to say it. Free speech is just that, even speech you don't like. I did disagree with Trump on one thing about burning the flag. You know, I don't like it, but the Supreme Court has already said that's covered under free speech, so Trump has said he wants 1 year in jail for people to burn the flag. No. Free speech is free speech, even if you don't like it. Slick Willie just admitted that the economy was better under Trump. But you still shouldn't vote for him because of it. Well, he has to. And, you know, for people, the whole thing with the Puerto Rican joke thing, and that now Puerto Ricans are going to vote against their best interest because a comedian offended them? I don't think so. They know groceries were cheaper under Trump. They know their rent was cheaper. They know bills were cheaper. They know the border was closed. Oh, wait a minute. A comedian offended me. I'm going to vote against my own best interest. That's not how it works. How do 3 members of the Supreme Court justify keeping non-citizens on the voter rolls? The Constitution is clear. These people are truly power-hungry maniacs. Yeah, the Supreme Court said that Virginia is allowed. This was all a lawsuit by the Justice Department against taking non-citizens off the voter rolls in Virginia. 3 of our Supreme Court justices voted to keep the non-citizens on the voter rolls. What is the reason they would do that? You know the reason. There's only one reason, and that's so they can cheat. Our Supreme Court is completely politicized. It's always a straight vote, left and right, always. There's no partisanship voting going on. It's all partisanship voting. There's no non-partisanship voting going on. It's always straight by ticket. Another reason it's pretty important because there's probably going to be a couple justices replaced this next term. And the leftists want to pack the court with like 15 judges. So they'll never lose another case again. MAGA Inc. is hearing from stations that the Kamala campaign is buying their ad time a day at a time as opposed to weekly. With cancellations coming from them in swing states yesterday, this raises serious questions about their cash flow. Okay, I don't know. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. The helicopters doing emergency practice last night at the White House. Now, this is from yesterday, so that would be Monday night. This guy, Penguin 6, was on the ground reporting as it happened. Excellent footage here. There were over 10 transport helos. What the heck is going on? I don't know. What is going on?
The dome shot. So I want to get a picture with the Capitol Dome in the background. Let's see if I can get it.
So on Monday night, I guess they did some sort of rescue practice, emergency practice. It's quite possible that that's just what they were doing. Emergency rescue practice. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Joe Rogan says he's very excited about Vivek, Tulsi Gabbard, and RFK Jr. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not just Trump. You're voting for a whole team of people that are coming in to change the way government operates. And I'm all for it. Donald Trump has a literal America First dream team assembled, and for the first time in history, a transition team without a single lobbyist. Anyone who votes against this administration shouldn't even be considered an American. Well, I don't say that, but I do like a team assembled for the first time in history, a transition team without a single lobbyist. Yeah, that I like. Keith Olbermann, Bo is missing in Inglewood. As much as I disagree with Keith Olbermann, he does a lot of this missing dog stuff, which is cool. All right, fellow garbage people, your tax dollars paid for this headline. Yeah, from NPR. Supported by taxpayer dollars. Republicans pounce on Biden's garbage remarks. Well, that doesn't seem that weird to me. That's exactly what they're doing. All right, let's continue on, see what else we can find. Halloween is demonic. Yes, I said it, and yes, you'll hate me for it, but the truth needs to be told. Here's the real origins of Halloween and why it's not as innocent as you think. Should we get into this? This will shock you. This is different. Let's see what this says. First, before I start, I think it's fair to say that we shouldn't live in fear. If you want to go out on Halloween, be my guest. But you have to ask yourself, does celebrating Halloween glorify God? No, it does the exact opposite. It glorifies the devil. All right, well, On second thought, let's just move on to something more newsworthy. Sadly, nukes were always fake too. They just had you believing in it. Well, the thing about nukes is it's just another tactic of theirs. That's how they control you. The Matrix is a system of control through the use of fear. And they love invisible enemies, like viruses and climate change and nuclear holocaust, that kind of thing, because that makes people afraid. And how do you control people? By making them afraid. They claim they dropped a nuclear bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Well, how come there were still people? I thought, nuclear radiation lasts for like 100 years. Like Chernobyl, they said nobody can live there ever again, although wildlife is thriving there and packs of wild dogs are everywhere and it's green and lush and beautiful and people live in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They never left. So I'm on with there are no nukes. It's only used to control you through the use of fear. Okay. There's a new garbage truck meme with that lady that was screaming last time Trump won. What? Okay, breaking. Mother intentionally jumped off Niagara Falls with 2 children. Search effort comes up empty. Oh my goodness. What is that about? The average Kamala supporter. They do have those wild eyes. And her shirt says, protect trans youth. Protect them from what? I don't know. Yeah, there's some more. Yeah. Okay. Patrick Byrne says the glitch is the rig. Yeah, they always explain things away with there's a glitch. Scott Adams says, so far the election is going great. Let's see what Patrick Byrne says. The glitch is the rig. Now they're going to download a patch. After the machines have been certified and sealed, this new cheat patch bypasses the security and lets them rig it. Normally, they just do it here and there. This time, it's nationwide. Interesting. I was wondering how they get around all these checks. And that woman confirms it's nationwide, as we watched in the video earlier. They're really good at it. They've had 4 more years to figure it out. All right, let's see. Kamala is so smug and arrogant, not to mention in denial. In her response to Biden's garbage comment, Kamala says, we won't lose a single voter because of it. Yeah, maybe not. Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes says it could take up to 2 weeks to know the results of the election. Yeah, well, that's how they do it because they need time to see how many votes have been tabulated. And then during that 2-week period, they find the votes they need to get the result they want. Hopefully, because Arizona is a West Coast state, it will be irrelevant and their state will not matter and all their efforts will be for naught. All right. There we go. This crazy leftist just trespassed on my property, tore down my Trump sign, cut my American flag off, and tried stealing it. He didn't think I would catch him in the act. Well, it's 5 minutes long, so I'm not going to watch that. Let's step back from the election itself for a moment and consider this. Roughly half of the adult citizens of the USA have zero trust in the integrity of local, state, and national elections. That's correct. I would say it's a lot more than half of them. I stay with my number of 80-20. There's that Chinese student. Yeah, again, so everybody's talking about that. Yeah, I'd like to get that one on there. Wow. She's got some hot head going on there. Yeah, here's the Jenna Griswold knows she's done. All right, let's see what else we can get going here. We're almost about time to wind it up here. It's been about an hour. Meet Erie County, Pennsylvania City Council President Jasmine Flores. She posted this disgusting message blasting Trump supporters as racist and KKK members and suggests black people who support Trump are lost and embarrassed. Well, I guess so. All right. Well, we've kind of been around through all of it here. And we're going to go ahead and end it right there. And call it a day for today. And thanks for being with me. And we'll see you tomorrow. I do this every day, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. We scroll X and talk about news and current events. And that's going to do it for today. I am the Salty Boomer. Follow me on X at salty_boomer if you want to. Like this video if you want to. And we'll see you again tomorrow. We're out of here. Aloha.